Hello, welcome to HR Crest. This is Sudakshana. As a manager, managing talent, especially today, is quite a challenging task. Especially because people are all over the world. Maybe somebody sitting in one particular location with team members dispersed across the world. It gets quite challenging to be able to retain them, engage them, take care of them, and ensure that they are doing well in their job. So as a manager, to be able to be effective in managing talent or managing your own team members, what does one really need to do? Well, every manager has an integral style of managing people. To my mind, there are three imperatives that every manager needs to take care of while managing people or managing team members dispersed across the globe. So what are these three imperatives as per me? First, over-communication is never an issue. Communicate, communicate, and communicate with your team members. The more, the better. Because when you communicate with your team members, the team members feel engaged. And when you communicate with them, ensure that you speak about the organization plans, your own plans, the roadmap, etc., etc. The second imperative that as a manager you may want to do with your team members is to be sensitive towards the cultural nuances. When I talk about workforce dispersed across the globe, every part of the globe has its own cultural nuances. And as a manager, one needs to be sensitive to such nuances. Like in a lot of parts of the world, people do not like to be disturbed during the evening hours once they have gone back from work to their families or their home. Whereas in some part of the world, it is quite a normal thing. As a manager, you need to understand what is the nuance of that particular place and deal with your employee accordingly. The third, but not the last, is embrace technology, but yet be human. A lot of managers, in the rush of getting things done or while they're driven by their own target and plans, they get a little inhuman and they use technology, like sending emails late at night may not be the best thing to do to your team members. It's not about whether you want a reply from them at that point in time, but it is like transferring the pressure to those people. If I receive an email in the middle of the night, I feel extremely pressurized. Am I expected to respond to that email right away? So the same thing will happen to your team members. Avoid all of this. While technology is a boom, yes, of course, there are gadgets today, there are platforms today available where employees are almost available 24/7 for their managers. But as a manager, you need to be more human while you use the technology. These three things, as per me, are imperatives that a manager needs to keep in mind while dealing with workforce that is dispersed across the world. HRCrest.com, the website, has much more tips on managerial effectiveness, how to deal with people, how to manage talent. Do take a look at HRCrest.com. Thank you.